That's a question humanity has grappled with for centuries, and today we read diving into a novel that explores this very theme with heart-wrenching intensity. Hello everyone, and welcome to A's Book Talk. Today, we'll be discussing Thomas Hardy's Tess of the D'Urbervilles, a powerful and controversial novel that continues to resonate with readers today. Thomas Hardy, born in 1840, was a prominent English novelist and poet of the Victorian era. His works are characterized by their exploration of social issues, the clash between rural traditions and modernity, and the often tragic fate of individuals caught in the web of circumstance. Hardy's novels often challenged the moral and social conventions of his time, leading to both critical acclaim and public outcry. Tess of the D'Urbervilles, published in 1891, is perhaps his most famous and arguably most controversial work. It paints a stark picture of rural England, highlighting the vulnerability of women in a patriarchal society and questioning the rigid morality of the Victorian age. The story centers around Tess Field, a young woman from a poor family in rural Wessex, a fictional region of southwestern England based on Hardy's own upbringing in Dorset. Tess's life takes a dramatic turn when her parents discover a possible connection to the noble D'Urberville family. Hoping to improve their fortunes, they send Tess to claim kinship with a wealthy woman named Mrs. D'Urberville, though the claim is dubious and based on a misinterpretation of history. At the D'Urberville estate, Tess meets Alec D'Urberville, the manipulative and arrogant son of Mrs. D'Urberville. Alec is immediately drawn to Tess's beauty and innocence, and despite her initial reluctance, he relentlessly pursues her. In a pivotal and deeply troubling scene, Tess is sexually assaulted by Alec. The ambiguity and lack of explicit detail in the original text have been debated for decades, but the implication of rape is undeniable. This event marks a turning point in Tess's life. She returns home, pregnant and ostracized by her community. She gives birth to a child, Sorrow, who dies in infancy. Burdened by guilt and shame, Tess leaves home seeking a fresh start. She finds work as a milkmaid at Talbot's Dairy, a place of idyllic beauty and relative peace. Here, she meets Angel Clare, a progressive and idealistic young man training to be a farmer. Tess and Angel fall deeply in love and eventually marry. Tess, haunted by her past, struggles with whether to reveal her history with Alec to Angel. She eventually confesses on their wedding night, hoping for understanding and forgiveness. However, Angel, despite his professed ideals of equality and compassion, is unable to accept Tess's past. He is consumed by Victorian notions of female purity and feels betrayed by her confession. Angel abandons Tess, leaving her to fend for herself. He travels to Brazil, seeking to reconcile his ideals with his harsh judgment of Tess. Tess, devastated and alone, faces increasing hardship. She is forced to work in grueling agricultural jobs and struggles to survive. During this time, she is repeatedly pursued by Alec D'Urberville, who has undergone a superficial religious conversion but remains obsessed with her. Circumstances force Tess to make difficult choices to survive. Eventually, she succumbs to Alec's pressure and becomes his mistress, feeling that it is her only way to provide for her family. However, Angel eventually returns from Brazil, humbled by his experiences and realizing the error of his judgment. Humbly, error. He seeks out Tess, desperate to reconcile with her. When Angel finds Tess, he learns the truth about her relationship with Alec. Consumed by a mixture of despair and rage, Tess murders Alec. She then flees with Angel, seeking a brief moment of happiness before they are inevitably caught. Their freedom is short-lived. They are apprehended at Stonehenge, a site of ancient significance that underscores the themes of fate and human insignificance. Tess is arrested and ultimately executed for her crime. The novel concludes with Angel and Tess's younger sister, Liza Lou, leaving the execution, suggesting a possible future union, reinforcing the cyclical nature of fate. Tess of the D'Urbervilles offers several important lessons about society, morality, and the human condition. First, it serves as a powerful critic of Victorian hypocrisy and the double standards applied to women. Tess is punished for a crime committed against her, highlighting the injustice of a society that values female purity above all else. The novel also challenges the romantic idealization of rural life, exposing the harsh realities of poverty and exploitation faced by agricultural workers. Moreover, Tess explores the complexities of forgiveness and redemption. Angel's inability to forgive Tess initially underscores the damaging effects of rigid moral codes. However, his eventual remorse and return suggest the possibility of growth and understanding. The novel also prompts us to consider the role of fate and free will in our lives. Tess is often portrayed as a victim of circumstance, caught in a web of events beyond her control. However, her actions also demonstrate her agency and resilience in the face of adversity. Tess of the D'Urbervilles is not an easy read, but it is a profoundly moving and thought-provoking novel that continues to challenge and inspire readers. It reminds us to question societal norms, to empathize with those who are marginalized, and to recognize the complexities of human nature. It serves as a timeless reminder that judging others harshly can have unforeseen, tragic consequences. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of Tess of the D'Urbervilles. If you enjoyed this discussion, be sure to like this video and subscribe to Ace Book Talk for more classic literature reviews and thought-provoking analyses. Let me know in the comments what you think of fate versus free will in the novel. Until next time, happy reading.